everyone, it's Cheryl here from ideasforcardmaking.net, and I'm here today for Couture Creations. And if you have been with me for a while, you will know that I've been making a lot of cards and mini albums and other bits and pieces from the beautiful Elegance collection. Here's some little bits and pieces left over here. So what I'm actually doing today is I've got a whole heap of scraps. I've actually got a lot more than what you can see here, but I've put some aside. I'm hopefully going to use these bigger ones later. I'm just finding I've got heaps of strips, little strips, wider strips, bits and pieces. That was from a card that I started to make and then I wasn't happy with what I did. So I'm going to use that as well. I'm also using today, this die and stamp set is from the brand new Australia's Natural Beauties collection. And you will see more products coming out, more examples coming out from that. So I'm actually going to be combining the two today. Now, to save a bit of time, I have already stamped and cut out. There's the stamp and die set. That one's the one I just told you about. This is it here. See if I can show that to you. So it's the wax flower stamp and die set. Okay. So I've already coloured it. I've cut it, stamped it, cut it out and coloured it. And you can see the markers here that I've used. What I did is I basically just picked up one of the pieces from the Elegance collection and I just tried to match the flowers. That's really all I've done. And then I just got a couple of greens that you would normally see in leaves and stems and stuff. So, okay, so I can put those aside just for the minute. So I move those over. I've stamped out a greeting. I'm trying to make this as quick as possible. So this is what I'm going to do here. I'm just going to put these bigger ones aside for the minute. Because hopefully I'm not going to need them. I've grabbed some, I had some left over of this blue, and this is literally all I've got left except for another scrap, which is only about that wide. So I'm going to use these for the base and the topper. So I'll just put the base aside for the minute, and I'll take some of these. I'm going to use the tacky glue. Hang on, let me fix this light. Sorry, it's not really good. My light has had it, and we've bought another one. I'm waiting for my husband to install it, but it keeps falling down. Okay, that's a bit better. Sorry about that. Okay, so this is the tacky glue. I'm going to put that a bit better for you. Can you see that? Yeah, that's a Couture Creations tacky glue. That's what I'm going to use. Now, the other thing that you could do is, and I can't remember the name of it, it's a double-sided tape. This is from Couture Creations as well. And you could actually put that on there and use that as well. But today I'm using tacky glue. So I'll just try to work out what I want to do first. That's the scrap from where I did the picture. So I've got a few, as you can see, I've got quite a few bits here. Some of these are the strip that comes on the 12 by 12 and the smaller pack as well, and it tells you what collection it's from, but you've always got something on the other side, so I always keep those. There's another one. So I'll just sort of, I'm not going to go to a lot of trouble here. And I'm also going to, because I might get another card out of this, I'm going to put them up here fairly high. Let me just see what I've got. That's different again. Okay, that's another edge one. There's another one. What else have I got here? I've got one of these. And so they don't have to be all the same width either. This one has got the flowers on the back. Oh, that light's falling down again, sorry. My husband's away at the moment, so I can't even get him to fix it. So that one's, you can see that's got a strip, but this has got two patterns on the other side. So it's got the bit from that edge, and then it's got the other side. So I'll probably use that one as well. Okay, I'll just get started on this and see how we go. So I'm not going to use that at that width. If I use it, I'm going to cut it. And there's another one that will just, no, that one's too short. Okay. That one's got a wobbly edge on it, but I'm probably not going to do that. So let's start. I'm just going to put it onto the topper. And we don't need a huge amount of glue on this. So if I put that on there, that's going to hold it. I'll just get that just slightly over. Hopefully I'm not getting my head in the way. I'll try not to do that. So there's one down. I might put that one, I'll push that down a bit better. Put that one down next. And I'm just going to keep going through. I'm going to make sure that they go over the edge, but not too much because I don't want to waste it. I can get another card out of this, I think. So make sure they're pushed together. Whoops, that one's moved. Now that's what I like about using the tacky glue, is you do have a bit of wiggle room to move them. Excuse me, I've got a bit of hay fever lately and it's making me cough. So I'm going to use this one. That's a different one again. Make sure you've got, push them down hard so that they stick properly. Okay, where's that one? We'll put that one next. I think, no, we won't do that. Let's see. So I've got that pink there, so I want to get something between. That one will fit, so that can go on there. You see how I've got, they're just different strips. These are all literally scraps. I just went through my bits of leftovers, and I'll just show you. I have still got a lot of scraps and bits and pieces in here. So I might even, that one's too small. I went through these before this video. I might even do some more videos with some scrap things. I don't know whether that one's, yeah, that one will fit. So I can use that one. There's another one I didn't find before. That's, as you can see, they're just different widths. I'm just using whatever scraps I've got. I'll put a little bit more glue on that for the next one. You do have a bit of wiggle room, but it also does dry reasonably quick. So you've just got to be careful of that. Now that's going to almost take that all that up, but that's all right. Put that on there. Now I just need one more. And there's absolutely no reason I can't overlap that. So I'm just going to put that on there. All right, you can do this with anything. This is all from one collection, but you could actually mix it up with different collections. You know, if you're using one collection, you always know that is going to match. Everything is going to match from the one collection. So now you can see I've got all that left. I've got all that left. Let me see. I'm just getting some scissors. I might just use this pair. Let me just see. I could do this on the trimmer, but I don't really think I need to. Oh, this light is driving me crazy. It just keeps falling down. My husband is away at the moment, but the minute he is back, that will be his first job. Okay, so these longer bits, these might be okay to use on another card. Okay. So what I'm going to do, whoops, I went a bit crooked on that one, didn't I? What I'm going to do here, I mean, that would be, you could use that as it is. I'll just push that out of the way for now. You could use that exactly as it is. Somewhere here, I've got a bone folder. Okay. I did have a, oh, what have I done? I did have a greeting here somewhere. What did I do with it? Okay, we'll find that in a minute, I guess. Oh, here it is. So we could actually just do that as a, just put a little banner on each end of it, like cut it on each end, and just leave it at that. Or we could put one of these. I've got some others as well. These are from the Elegance collection. You could do that. Put one of those on there, stamp a wish on that. Same with that one. Or that way, whichever way you wanted to do it. You could have it as a sideways card and do it that way. But what I wanted to do today, just to be different, and I haven't tried this, haven't done this for a long time. I'm hoping this is going to look really nice in there, but I'm going to bring it down a bit because what I want to do, sorry, my sleeves are falling. I want to do an inlay. I don't know if you've ever done an inlaid die, but I'll show you how to do that. And then I want to put that across it. And I think it just kind of lifts it. So what we'll do, I'll see where I want that. Excuse me. So I'm going to put that pretty much like that. I think that's about low enough. So I'll just, now that I've worked out where I want, I'll just take that away and I'll put the die there. Okay, so that's about right for what I want. Now I've got some washi tape that I've already used. I don't want it to stick on these bits there and rip the paper. So I'm just making sure that it's okay. And I'll be back in just a second. I'm just going to run this through my Go Power and Emboss die cutting machine. I can't fit it on there as well as do the craft, so I'm just doing it off camera. Just take a second. Right, now, even though that's gone through all of that, it's still cut really well. I've just been very careful getting that out of there. The die's going to come off easily, so that's all right. Now I've got to get that washi tape off. Just being very careful because I don't want to wreck that paper. I've got a little bit of adhesive on there. I'll just get rid of that. This is an older one, but this is a glue. I've got to open this new one. This is a glue and residue eraser, which will get all of those little bits off for you. Okay, now let me just carefully get this out. Excuse me, sorry, I've just got terrible hay fever at the moment, which makes me cough all the time. Okay, so I'm just getting this out very, very carefully. All right, now this die cut, we can actually use that on another card. You could put that with whatever background or on a plain background, and you can make another card with that. So I'll just put that aside. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to glue this on. Just want to get it as flat as I possibly can. Oops, I'll close that, so that's not working. Okay, let's go here. All right, now we need to get these little bits as well because we want that to all stick. We don't want any bits sticking up. So I'll just do the best I can to get into those little nooks and crannies. You can actually do this technique with any dies that you've got. Sometimes you can do it, you don't even need to do the stamping, but it just depends on what the die is that you're using. Okay, if I've got all those little bits, let's just get a bit more there. I just don't want to have any bits that are going to stick up, that's all. Right, so now we'll just stick that down on here. Get that fairly well centered. Just going to get my bone folder again. I know it doesn't look like anything at the moment, but just give it a second. Now this is the first time I've done this for years. I have not used this technique for years. So I'm just making sure all those little bits are down. I do not want anything sticking up. All right, because I don't want anything to get caught. Die does not want to get out of the way. Did I not get that right to the edge? I didn't. Okay, I'm going to put a little bit more glue on that because I didn't quite get it on the edge. And I don't want it sticking up. This is what I like about this glue, is because you can move it. It will glue, it'll be solid very soon. It will stick down, it'll stay there, but it just gives you that little bit of wiggle room. Right, now we are going to take this. This is what I used earlier. This is just a scrap piece. I just used that to put the put this picture on, the stamp bit on, while I coloured it. Okay, I'm just going to put a bit of glue here and there. I want that to stick down well as well. Actually, I can put that in here, might be easier. If I do it in here. If you've got any really intricate bits you can't get into, the all-purpose art glue with the fine tip is really good. I may even need to do that. I'll just see what happens here. So I'm just getting into all those nooks and crannies. So you can do it either way. You can do it on the stamped one, or you can do it straight onto the cardstock. Okay, I think I've got that down now. A little bit there. Put this on there. Get that out of the way. Just make sure you get it in there properly. It's quite easy because you've got a guide for you to put it into the openings. Okay, so I've done that. And I'm just going to grab my craft knife. Just let me get that exactly where I want it. Yep. So I'm just going to grab the craft knife. I'm just going to chop that bit off. This is the Couture Creations craft knife. So I've got that off. That's a clean cut off there. Get rid of that. Now I have got my Make-A-Wish. So just to make it a little bit more fancy, I'll just, so there's a couple of ways you can do this. I might make that a little bit shorter. Just cut that into the centre, and then cut from the corner to the centre, and do that so it's a bit sticky. I've had glue on there. All right, so you got your little banner. Cut that one a bit shorter too. That one might be a bit shorter, I think. That's all right. It'll work. Okay, you can always make that one even shorter if you wanted to. I could do that just by following those guides I've already got there, and then it'll match the other end. All right, there we go. And then just to finish that off, I'm just going to put a bit of the tape. Just bear with me a second. How much of that do I want? About that much. Put that on the back, just to lift it up a little bit. There we go. Now, I'm going to do something here, which I always do, but you don't need to do. Whoops, dropped that. I'm just going to put a bit of glue on the back. Now, the only reason I do this, because this is really strong, this foam tape, just so if I don't like where I've put it, I can move it. You've just got a bit of wiggle room, so that's all right. That's the only reason I put it on there, is so I can wiggle around. And that's it. Your card is done. Hopefully you can see that. Alright, so that's just another idea. I haven't done anything on the inside, as you can tell. It's just another idea to use up your scraps, because, you know, I've got so many of them and I just get sick of throwing out scraps. I hate doing it. So that's just something different to do. And I don't know if you've ever done the inlaid dye technique, but it's an old technique and it's so easy to do. Okay, that's it for today. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you next time.